Okay, so now I'll deal with YouTube, Dailymotion and Vimeo configuration. This is how to integrate the APIs for these three sites into the theme so that it can find and upload the videos for you. So I'll do YouTube and Dailymotion first because they're the only ones included with the basic version of Easy AutoTube theme, and then I'll come on to Vimeo for those of you that have the Pro version. Okay, so for YouTube you want to go to the Google Developers Console. So this is the address here, just console.developers.google.com. They might require you to make an account, but you should just be able to use your Gmail one, or your Google Plus one, whatever, Google account, yeah. So once you're there, you want to create a new project. I'm going to call this one Poker Tube site, and ID, does that matter? I'm just going to leave it default, doesn't matter. Okay, so why isn't my thing showing up? Let's try refreshing the page. There we go. And all you need to do is enable an API, and I am going to look for YouTube, and this is the one you want, YouTube Data API version 3, mark it as on. So that's enabled now, you can see that at the top. Now credentials. So what we want to do is create a new key, and it is going to be a browser key, and so we just need to leave this box blank, and that means we accept any referrer. So just create, and that's it, that's all you need to do. So you now have your API key, which you copy and paste here. Now you can choose your category. I haven't actually created any categories yet, so let's do that. So we just go to posts, categories, let's open this up and create a new category. We'll call it Poker Tutorials category. The slug, I think you have to not have any spaces in, so we'll just call it tut3, parent none, add new category. And so now we can choose, I'll have to refresh that. You can choose which category to put the post to. So all the videos that come from YouTube will post to this Poker Tutorials category. Now we need to choose our keywords. So with this, it pays to be very specific. So I've created a poker tutorial site. So if I was just to put something like poker in there, and you can have as many keywords as you want, like I say, it's one per line. If I was just to put poker in, I might get some results that aren't particularly relevant. I mean, this is automated. Everything's automated, so it's a computer making these decisions, and computers are dumb when it comes to these kind of decisions. They don't know what's relevant for your site, so try and be ultra specific here. It also pays when you're designing your site to try and make your site as specific as possible. So instead of just doing a poker site, I've done a poker tutorial site because it's much easier for me to specify the type of videos I want to find. So I can put poker tutorials in here, I can put poker tips, etc. Okay, so I'll just save the changes there. Now with Dailymotion, you don't even have to put in an API key. There's no creating an app, nothing like that. All you need to do is choose your keywords. I'll just use exactly the same ones. You might find that different sources, so YouTube, Dailymotion, Vimeo, they might respond to different types of keywords better. So I mean, this is really just going to be a process of you trying out different keyword combinations with the different sources to try and make it give as much relevant, so get it to create as many relevant posts as possible. Okay, so now that we've created all our API keys and we've selected our keywords and what have you, it's time to create the cron job, and then our theme will be fully automated. Basically, the cron job is what gives you this whole automation so that it will find stuff and post it while you're not at the computer. Before I do that though, I just want to quickly point out that it's perfectly possible to just test this out. So maybe you don't want to wait for your cron job to run, you just want to test your keywords out with each of the various input options, you know, YouTube or whatever, see what's working for what and tweak your keywords. In that case, all you need to do is get the URL from the cron command. So forget about this front part here, just take that, copy it, stick it in your browser, run it, and just let it run. And that will have ran the script that usually the cron job runs. And so now if you just go, okay, so I've ran that and we can see 3 have been posted. So here's the YouTube one, found one there, and here, now this is a Dailymotion one, and we can see that what is posted isn't at all relevant. So clearly the keywords that we're using to get them from Dailymotion, on here, poker tutorials and poker tips, clearly they aren't working, or whatever, you know. So head over to Dailymotion now, and we'll enter in the search what we've just used, poker tutorials, and you can see sure enough it's come up here. This is the one that it's added. So obviously we need to revisit what we're using here. So what I'm going to do is try a few different other search terms in here in Dailymotion to try and get some better results, some results that I would want to post to my theme. So instead of poker tutorials, how about if we just try poker? What happens here? Well, it seems that these are a lot better. So perhaps I might just want to just do poker, and perhaps we could try Poker World Series. Search. So, okay, now this looks so much better. These are all now all related to poker. So instead of that poker tutorials which I did before, I'll change Dailymotion to Poker World Series here, and then run again. And we'll just let that run through. So now let's check what's been posted, and we can see, think this is the Dailymotion one here. Yes, you can see that's been posted. That keyword seems to be working much better than what we had before. So basically you're going to really want to do this with all 3. Like I say, play around with the keywords, see what's being posted, check what search terms work, because the theme is just using the same sort of search that you would use as I've just shown you on the site. So it's really, you know, it's up to you guys to really play around with those keywords. I keep on repeating this, but it's so important. The only way you're going to get relevant videos onto your site is for you to keep on changing these. And you know, perhaps you might be using some for a while and they stop working for whatever reason. Well, change it up, try some different keywords, and remember, try to be as specific as possible. The more generic your keywords, the less likely you are to have relevant content. Okay, so now I'll just show you how to set up your cron job. So what you want to do is you want to copy the command. So I've copied that, and then I want to head over to cPanel. So I've got my cPanel open here, and then I go to Cron Jobs. Where are they? Cron Jobs, there we go, in advanced, and then you just paste your command in there and then choose how often you want it to run. Now I actually don't recommend running this too often. I think it's perfectly fine for you to run it twice a day. I think you can choose any of these options really, but there's absolutely no point in choosing any of these. You're just going to have massive server load, and honestly you're going to run through all the good videos pretty quickly. The APIs return the best videos, the most relevant videos first, so I think something like once or twice a day I would recommend. So I'm going to go for twice a day. So I've got each, so the cron job will run twice a day. So basically, from YouTube, Vimeo, and Dailymotion, 2 videos will be posted from each day. Add the new cron job, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Okay, so now I'll show you how to do Vimeo, and remember, this is just for the people that have the pro version. So if you only have the basic, if you didn't buy the one-time offer to get the pro upgrade, this doesn't apply to you. Okay, so we go to developer.vimeo.com, and now we go API. Oh no, we don't. We do my apps, and then we create a new app. So I'll give it a name. So it's what, PokerTube. You have to have a description. I don't know why, but we'll just put PokerTube in there. Doesn't matter what the description is. It does. I'll just put. Again, it doesn't matter at all what this is. We'll just, but it's required, so we put something legitimate in to keep them happy. Doesn't matter about the URL. We don't need a callback. I agree. Create app. So now we need to go to. So we've created our app, and we go click here, and this is your client ID, and so that is your that one there. So also known as consumer key or API key. This is the API key. So we copy that, paste it in there, and then we need the secret, which is this one. Copy that, paste it in there, and then again it's the same thing. Poker tips. You just choose your keywords, choose your category, save changes.